Be like lights, camera, action. It's just audio, camera,
Action.
But yes. Oh, I did not. We're talking about skincare today, people. In case you can't tell,
Yeah.
that might be my new thing. Just rose water for my guests.
Rose water. I love rose water. I use rose water every day. And I got one for a pillow, rose water pillow spray. That's really good too.
Y'all. What's good, y'all? This is another episode of C.A.R.L. Conversations About Real Life. I am Carlos, your host. Mike, thank you for swiping, tapping, clicking, and or creeping to my channel. Today's guest is a corporate baddie, inspiration, newlywed.
Yeah.
Like, all around this cool boss kind of person, like Jade. Today's guest is Jade. Do you want to use last names or just Jade?
Just Jade.
Okay, just Jade.
That's actually my brand name. Just Jade.
True. Truly. Okay, today's guest is Jade. I know Jade from, I think we met at Pride?
Yeah.
Right? Lush
Yeah.
had a spot at Pride. Oh, manager and marketing.
Yeah. We had small talk on social media, but we met in person at Pride.
Boom.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pride, Miss South Pride. Love that for us. Yeah, I mean, manager of like the Lush store in Memphis, the only one.
Yeah.
It's been here 3-4 years. 5
No,
years?
actually, in July it'll be 2 years. It feels like it's been that long, but it's
I keep
only been-
adding years.
Yeah, because we were here before in the past. So we had the pop-up shop location at Wolf Chase Mall, and then prior to that, we were inside Oak Court, like years and years ago. Macy's. Yeah.
Oh, and Lacey. I said Lacey's. And Macy's is like closing or whatever at Oak Court.
Yeah.
Y'all. Wow. Anyways, what's not closing is Lush.
Right.
Lush is going strong. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Would you like to say like anything with the people or give like a bio or anything?
So as he mentioned, just Jade. I'm originally from Florida. I moved to Memphis a few years back. My background is in high-end retail. So I worked for Chanel, Prada. I was a C.A.R.L manager, visual merchandiser, regional, did a little bit of PR. Obviously, I moved to Memphis, and the high-end retail market isn't as large here. So I kind of branched out and did my own thing. I opened a modeling agency, video vixen agency, an entertainment agency. I worked with artists. I worked with producers. And then from there branched off and did some marketing for some small businesses, and just pretty much those are all the things I've been doing. And then I got a call from Lush, and they reached out, and Lush is kind of different from your average retail company.
Yeah.
They prefer people who are creatives, who think outside the box, who kind of want to do their own thing. It's almost similar to like a franchise in a way, because they give you like freedom. It's not like you don't have anybody hovering over you, checking in with you.
Right.
And so they've given me like this creative space to kind of like explore with obviously like bubbles and bath bombs and self-care, and who just doesn't love self-care. So from there, I created like some small events. Last year, I did the Sleeping Awake campaign, where we were featuring products that are organic products that help you go to sleep and wake you up. And and I had 45 influencers there, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And a lot of them got to like meet each other, never met each other in the city. So I was really proud of that, because I felt like I was able to merge and link some people together. And then from there, I started doing more events. And a cool thing I would like to say is I received the Innovator Award in Scotland, because Lush is an international company based out of the UK. So we went over to Glasgow, Scotland for our managers meeting. So little old Memphis, we beat not only LA and New York, but we beat Japan, we beat the UK, we beat Italy. So I felt like that was like super cool. And I couldn't have done that without the Memphis people. So
come on, Memphis. Like what? I remember when I made or am I cutting you off, or are you still flowing? What's
No,
up?
go ahead.
Okay, I remember when I made this my video talking about like moving, like announcing my move and all that jazz. I wanted to make a kind of disclaimer, just a statement within the video talking about how Memphis is a very big city for very big people.
It is.
And like moments like these, like stories like these, I feel like help validate that, or like not even validate it because it was already valid, but like strengthen the whatever, strengthen the claim, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Memphis is big Memphis.
Yeah,
it's
big
Memphis. So I also like starting in a chronological kind of order.
Yeah.
Or the intent of going in a chronological kind of order.
Right.
Doesn't always happen because
It's okay.
we're creatives, and if I think about something, or if I hear something, or if I see something, it may just pop up in the conversation.
Okay, cool.
But chronological order. So starting out, like, what was life like for Jade from like childhood, maybe up to college? Kind of times, yeah.
So for me, when I was younger, I was like a different type of kid. I was very much so into academics. Like I loved school.
Yeah.
If my mom is the one that's super strong with time management. My dad is the one that's always late. If my dad had me late for school, I would like lose it. I did not I didn't like being late for school. I took school super serious. I was one of those people who like start working on my homework during lunchtime. Like I don't know. I love to read and I love school. You know, a lot of people when they grow up in like a not so great neighborhood or environment, a lot of times they have a tendency to kind of shoot towards like sports or music, and there's nothing wrong with that, but mine was just like academics. I was like, my way out is gonna be academics. I'm gonna make sure I get into the school of choice I want to get into. And originally, it's really weird, I had an interest in being a judge. That was my long-term goal. From the time I was a kid all the way up until I was about 18 years old, I wanted to be a judge. So I was on a debate team. I was on a debate team, won a lot of different like debate tournaments. So you know when great debaters came out, like that was my jam. I was like all into like the law shows. Like that was like my go-to thing that I wanted to do. But it was weird because I always had a like, and it's gonna sound so cliche, but I always had like a passion for fashion. So I was super like into that. So my mom, she put me into like sewing classes, and so I went through that whole like project runway stage. So I was very much so into that. I was actually really good at sewing, but I did not have the patience for that at all.
That'd be the thing.
I didn't have the patience. And then she put me into like the youth classes, and there were like 10 and 11-year-olds out sewing me, and I was like 16, and I think that was like what really just, I was like, you know what?
Let me just...
I still want to do fashion, but I don't know if the design route is for me. So then I started looking up different things, and I was like, maybe I need to go in more of a business direction.
Okay.
And so one thing I want to say is like when I graduated from high school, again, I told you how serious I was about academics. I was living in Ocala, Florida, which a lot of people don't know where that is. It's like right outside of Orlando.
Okay.
It's actually where John Travolta lives. So it's known for horses in Florida. So that's like a horse city. A lot of people own a lot of horses, a lot of land out that way. And it's also where Jeepers Creepers was made, by the way. Yep.
Fun fact. I love a fun fact.
Yeah. So that's where I went to high school. And when I was like, I don't know, you know, when you're usually from somewhere, you don't want to go to school there. So I was like, I want to go to Clark, Atlanta. And so I told my mom, I was like, the day after graduation, I'm going to move to Atlanta. And she was like, huh? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, you're not going to stay here? You got accepted to all these schools? I was like, no. So like parents do it when in one ear and out the other. Graduation day came, had a graduation party. I didn't go. Everybody was like, where are you? Like, why aren't you here? And I was like, I'm at home packing my car. And everybody was like, packing your car for what? And I was like, I'm going to Atlanta. And everybody thought it was some type of joke. And I literally packed my car and I left the next morning. I told my parents I ate breakfast with them, and they were like, what do you mean leaving? I left. So I got in my car, packed up, stayed at a hotel, worked for Red Lobster, and then I worked in the nightlife scene, and I was going to school, and I saved my money up, and I moved out of the hotel and got me an apartment. And I was like that driven and determined to be there, and nobody was going to stop me. The bigger goal was I wanted to be in New York, but I knew at the time I did not have the funds for that. And my parents felt like I was somewhat sheltered, so they were kind of scared to kind of send me off.
Yeah.
But they knew they couldn't stop me with Atlanta, because Atlanta's not that far from from Florida. So I did that. Got there, and make a long story short, I realized law wasn't the direction I wanted to go in anymore.
Okay.
So I called my parents, and I was like, Mom, Dad, I know that like y'all spent so much money and supported me through this whole like law transition, but I don't think I want to do that. I just want to work in fashion. And they were like, okay. Like, because I have very easygoing parents. They're like, that's your life. You have to be happy with what you do.
Yeah.
If you have to pay student loans, it's going to be your loans.
Yeah.
You got to be happy and do what's best for Jade. So I decided to come back home, because one thing I do know when it comes to like the business world and fashion world is that there's all walks of life, and it consists of a lot of diversity. So nothing against your HBCU, but I was like, I want to go to a school where there's all walks of life, because I'm going to have to be able to navigate and deal with different things and different types of people.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm going to go to a school where there's diversity.
Exactly.
Went there, and that's when I majored in fashion marketing. And then I have my PR degree, and I have my communications degree. So I have a master's in PR.
Wow.
And then from there, while I was in school, I volunteered. I worked with New York Fashion Week. I worked for Miami Fashion Week. Didn't get a chance to do LA Fashion Week, but I've done some shows in LA.
Okay.
Worked with a Michael Kors fashion show. A lot of like different high-end brands. I was always like super involved with anything like fashion related out of town. I would just do my research like I do now. And at that time, like social media wasn't as big as it was. So I used to like spend hours on the computer just finding stuff and signing up for it. Know how to write a bomb email, basically begging people like, let me volunteer. And at that time, what people didn't know is you actually had to interview to volunteer for fashion weeks during that time. So a lot of people at that time thought you could just go and volunteer. It was an interview process. You didn't get paid anything, but I guess they wanted to see like, okay, we only are limited to so many people. And so I think that's where I really learned how to like master interviewing, because I don't really get too nervous with that when I'm interviewing for jobs and different things, especially when I'm passionate about it. So did that, and then my life kind of took a dark turn. While I was in school, I got super tired. My body started transitioning, and I was thinking that it was because, I was taking all these classes, I was working 2 jobs, I was living on my own, and I was young, I was partying, hanging out. So I'm like, maybe I'm just tired. Went to the ER, some of my like vitals and things were kind of off, and they sent me to a specialist, and I ended up finding out that I had cancer. And I was in early stage. Called my mom, and when they do that testing, they have to do all types of testing, and I also found out that I was pregnant. So I was pregnant, and I was in first stage cancer, and so those were 2 like life-changing things. And when my mom, she had a real conversation with me, and she was like, you got to come to Memphis. And I was like, I'm absolutely not coming to Memphis. And she was like, you're coming to Memphis, because she was living here. And I was like, I don't want to come there. I'm happy here. She's like, but you're going through some things that are like life-changing, and you can't be alone. And I'm like, I have my brothers. And she's like, they're young too. You know how brothers are. Brothers going to check on you, but they're not going to be like a mom,
Very true. Love y'all. Very true.
Right. So my mom came and got me, and I ended up in Memphis. But it's amazing how life works, because I don't think Florida has good care, but I got some amazing care here. And it wasn't just from a medical standpoint, but just like with friendships and coworkers and people like loving on me during a like very scary time. And then with me going through that process, my son had some medical conditions as well that affected him. And so just having so many people like love on the both of us. And my doctor that I had was so amazing, was excellent. And obviously I beat it because I'm here. So I beat that. And it's just amazing how, like, I'm telling you, like, this timeline, and I think some of those decisions that I made growing up made me resilient for that very moment. So when I beat that, I was unstoppable. Like, it made me 10 times more resilient. Like, it's nothing that I'm afraid of. It's nothing that I feel like I can't do. And it's not cockiness, it's not me being prideful, it's not me being arrogant, it's just you go through something and you know, like, God is real, a higher power is real, like, it's nothing that you can't do. And I'm one of those people, even if I didn't accomplish something, I feel good knowing that I tried. Like, I don't ever not try something. And so I think that from there opened up the door, and then that's when, like, my life took a change in Memphis, and I just started trying all types of things. Like, different doors started opening for me, and I just got super creative. I know one day we went through COVID, and that changed, like, the fashion scene. A lot of jobs were letting us go. I had a corporate level job, so they let me go at the time, and I was kind of overseas for a little bit, and I was like, You know, one thing about us, we talk about over here in America, but something happened, we were ready to come back home, and I was ready to come home. So I came back home, was home, and sat still for a little bit, and I'm one of those people, COVID, I couldn't sit in the house. I was like, I'm bored. As soon as they let us get back out, I'm getting back out. Got back out, became a server at a club, and that was like something I would have never thought to do, but it was nothing else available to do, so I went and did that. And I was like, this is not for me, but I like somewhat of the environment, but I was like, this is not really for me, and connected with a club owner who then brought me back as a manager. And he was like, you know, you in Memphis, this is like a boss city, this is an entrepreneur city, and if you're gonna become an entrepreneur, he was like, which you will, because I look at you and I see a boss.
Please.
He saw it in me. He was like, I see a boss, and he was like, so
shout out to those people.
Yeah, he was like, we're gonna figure something out. Like, what you gonna do? And so I created Book the Hustler Project. And that was a bottle girl bartending and hookah service. And so we were getting booked for like private events and private parties. And then one day, I had someone call me and was like, hey, I heard this was a modeling agency. I need some models for a video. And at first I was about to say, no, that's not what this is. But then I was like,
you know,
well, what kind of models do you need? And
because it's not an immediate no.
And they talked to me, and I was like, can I get back to you in like 2 hours? And they was like, yeah. They was like, or you can get back to me tomorrow. I was like, great. Had old racks in my house from, you know, working retail background. Put some clothes on there. Asked some of the girls, like, y'all feel comfortable doing a music video? Had somebody that I was friends with as a hairstylist come on set, and I was like, we're gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna make it look like this. Memphis. This is a modeling agency. We're gonna make it do what it do. So showed up, had a contract together, typed a contract that whole night, was like, this is the booking rates, this is the fees. And we were like, fingers crossed. We were so nervous because we was like, we're getting ready to try something, and these people don't even know, like, this is a trial run. Worked so well that got 2 calls that week, and they were like, oh, this person said you did that music video, I got a photo shoot, this and this. And just from there, it was just like, I was just teaching myself stuff and just making it happen one day at a time. But then what happened was, I had to learn how to divide the business, because I had girls who were into like high fashion, runway, editorial, print. And then I had the girls who was more like video vixen route. Wanted to do more like sexy shoots, pin-up, Playboy style shoots. And I didn't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. So I had Hustler Project, and I separated and made Vix 2.0. And I have this thing where I have an obsession with like the late 90s, early 2000s video
a lot of people,
girl.
I feel like.
Go ahead. Where they was wearing like the glitter, had the little butterflies on their shirts, the little crop tops with the denim jeans. Like, I like that era. Like, and so I was like, okay. And so I was thinking of a name, and I was like, Vix 2.0. We're gonna take it old school. So had the whole Vix 2.0. Dropped that, and so I separated the two, and so I was getting double bookings at that point. And for a while, people didn't know I owned both, so it was like super exciting. And then sometimes I would get booked twice in one day for the same thing, because when you do a video, you got the girl who's kind of like riding in a car, chilling. That's more like your model type girl. And then you got scenes where, you know, girls are in the club, they're dancing, or they're kind of in the background. So it worked out perfect. And then we started connecting with artists, and I'm such a structured, organized person to a T. So when we started traveling with like artists on the road, I started traveling with this artist based out of Memphis named Sleepy Loco, and he kind of pulled me to the side and was like, have you thought about managing rappers? And I was like, I don't know nothing about music. And he was like, well, you told me how you started doing this and you didn't know anything about this.
Okay.
So shout out to Sleepy Loco, who also gave me a shot. And I started managing him. And business kind of took off from there, and it opened up the door. So I started managing some artists based out of Texas, then worked with some R&B artists, then started working with some producers.
Wow.
And Sleepy was very big with like supporting, like putting me in like different like classes and programs to learn different things.
Yeah.
Got to travel a lot. Learned from a lot of different like mentors, learned a lot from him, and started working in the music world. And then eventually, you know, with all honesty, I just kind of got burnt out.
Really?
I think that it was meant for me to go through it because, again, another form of making me resilient.
Okay.
Making me tough. Because one thing about Memphis, it's gonna make sure you get some tough skin. Yeah. Yeah, toughened up moving here. Like, I didn't even need to go to New York for that. I got it right here. I'm prepared for New York now.
You can make it in Memphis, you can make it anywhere.
Yep. So I went through like boot camp for that here, and I was like, you know what? I miss retail, fashion, brand world, and now I'm back here. So, yeah, that's my journey. And so now I went from, my name back then was Jade Hustler. That name was given to me. And it fit the entertainment world. Yeah. But I feel like Jade Hustler is gone, and now I'm just Jade. And there's nothing wrong with just being just Jade. We always feel like we gotta have this nickname and this alter ego. And so I was talking to someone the other day, and I was like, I need a brand name. And they was like, no, you don't. Because I never understood why you had that brand name back then, because you just, or who you are. Like, who you are speaks for itself. You just Jade. They was like, you know what? Go with that name. You want a brand name so bad? Go with Just Jade. And so
Come on.
Went on Instagram and I changed my name to Just Jade, and that's just who I am, Just Jade. So that's my new brand name. And so now I want to do some like consulting and some marketing services for people. And so I've been having a lot of people like reach out to me. And because I got an opportunity to like explore with artists and things like that, I have connections with people out of town now. So people are booking me for services with that. And so this is gonna be a good year for me. You're gonna see a lot of good branding from me this year. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, it was like a movie, huh?
I don't even. How much time I got? There's so many questions. There's so many routes. Oh my gosh, your story is incredible. Black woman.
We fearless. We strong. We do anything.
Subscribe.
Yes,
that's what I'm gonna say to that. Subscribe, because you thought I forgot. I didn't forget. I be working on my call to actions. Subscribe, comment, got just like, you know you liked it. How's your son?
My son, you said how old is he or how is he?
Mm-hmm.
My son is 7, but he acts like a 14, 15-year-old. He skipped a grade, and it's weird because we look like twins. People say that all the time. Like, if you put his baby picture and my baby picture side by side, it's identical. Wow. And he loves school. He doesn't like to be late for school. So when he gets in the car, he does his schoolwork in the back seat. He speaks other languages.
I remember you saying that.
Very good at tech. Like, if something wrong with your tablet, your phone, he know how to go in and fix it. Yeah. Super smart kid, creative. Like, mini version of me. Resilient as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all. Okay, I'm curious. I've had several mothers on the show. And it is women's, you know what? That wasn't even strategic, God timing. But like, I think I'm gonna start rolling out these episodes with the mothers that I've had conversations with. Yeah. And then there's like women in general this month. Like, cause Memphis women, some people know, like, if you know, you know, but it's like a thing. I've seen it on some shirts too, like I love Memphis women or something like that. Like, I've seen that merch before. Y'all know what I'm talking about? How's it like balancing, or just, I'll say, how is it like living as a mother as a business owner, multiple business owner, and then managing a store, like
it can be a lot. I did more traveling when he was smaller. But when he started to transition in school, you know, in school now, they have something every week. Muffins and moms.
Oh.
Moms and it's just all kind of stuff. It's something for moms and dads every month. And that stuff is like, kids don't forget that. It's meaningful to them. Because I didn't forget it. I wanted my parents at everything. And so when that happened, that was another reason why I made the changes I made, because I was like, I want to be present for everything that he has going on. And I tell people, the one thing about me, I show up for people. I execute whatever I touch.
Yeah.
Any boss that I've ever had says they respect it about me. And they, you know, usually when you do things for people, they like, what do you need in exchange? And I tell them, if it's something for my kid, I need to do it. And if that means I got to pause for a second, go take care of that with him, you better believe whatever it is that you ask me to do, it's going to be executed. It's going to be taken care of, but I just need my time for that.
Yeah.
And so I do that. So like even now, like it's been times I've had an event and I put the right people in position to oversee the event. So when I needed to break away and go to the award ceremony at the school real quick for 45 minutes, and my mom saved my seat. She's like, come on, got your seat. Run in, see that, give him his hug, give him his kiss, let him know I love him, take some pictures with him, slide right back out, go and take care of that. And then I make sure we have our downtime, like at the end of the night, and we talk. Like, how did you feel about today? And I ask him too, like, do you feel like you've been getting enough attention? Do you feel like this?
Wow.
And so he likes it. He likes that I'm like this. Like, he always tell his friends at school, my mom have a cool job. Anytime I have a new job, he want to tell all his friends about it.
Yeah.
He likes it. Yeah.
You're a star. Like, what?
I know I used to feel kind of like weird in the beginning when he was in first grade, because like I would hear like parents talk amongst each other.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, I'm a nurse, or I'm a doctor, I'm a real estate agent. And then I'm like, well, I own a video vixen and a model agency, and I travel with rappers.
Yeah.
So I used to feel so ashamed of that, and I don't know why. It was like I was living a double life, because over here, like people praising it and like, oh, and then over here I'm like, oh, I get to school. But then the school one time called me and was like, we know you got connection with music. You think you can call some people and have them perform at like, you know, when they do the testing for the week, like the Spirit Week, they was like, and I was like, yeah, I could do that. And I think when I did that and I helped out with an event like that,
respect.
I was like, okay, now I feel included.
Yeah.
You know, and so, and then other parents was like, I think that's cool. And then, you know, so I definitely was living a double life at one point. I was like, but my son loved it. He was like, he always says that. He's like, you always have cool jobs. And I've always said that. Like growing up, I was like, whatever job I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure I love it. I've never had a boring job.
Wow.
I said it to my boss the other day though, and she was like, I don't even think it's necessarily that. She's like, I just think you're not a boring person, and you're going to find the fun in anything you do, in the creativity in anything you do.
Okay.
She said, I could tell you to come stand in front of this box and sell boxes and explain why this box is great. And she was like, and I feel like you will sell a box to every person that walks by.
Exactly.
And so I just find passion in whatever it is to do. I don't allow myself to get bored. Yeah.
I feel like I keep looking over because I've been needing somebody to be like, are y'all hearing this? Like, there's, such a light. Like, I remember hearing that the people who've gone through, like, some of the most wildest drama be some of the most light-filled, bright, like, warm kind of people.
Yeah, because it's going to turn you two ways. It's either going to turn you into an ugly person, or it's going to make you even sweeter.
Yeah.